Alright peeps, welcome back to Under Pressure. In the last episode, we were influenced by the Heart of Gold's infinite improbability field, and it made our big old infinity river here flow backwards temporarily before coming back to normal and not working at all. And that has led me to the unfortunate conclusion that we have to spill the big old kidney bean reservoir to avoid flooding. But that's alright. It was always part of the plan to send some bonus excess overspill water down this way to hydrate this entire bloody valley here. And I mean this entire bloody valley here. And if we were a beaver just fresh off that zip line there, we would be able to stand upon this bridge and witness the spill coming under our feet and filling the entire area. Well, you know, apart from our here, because thankfully we've got big protective walls up, or at least for the most part we do. I imagine this is out of range. Why are you out of range? That's now 6 blocks of path won't sort out, you know. Now I am going to leave these floodgates here at 7.5. So, you know, it'll keep a half decent level in this kidney bean reservoir. And then over here, I'm going to be gone absolutely crazy with it. We're not going to need this pressure-proof roof anymore, nor do we need these fancy pants dams. And on top of these dams, we're going to be popping some cute little hour hangs. But not 2x1s, they're going to be 3x1s. And yes, that is likely going to destroy a lot of what we've got stored and stacked up over here. But why would we not have a big waterfall coming down if we could have a big waterfall coming down? And for those of you that are flapping about the pressure and flooding the tatty pit, V2, I completely forgot. We'll get to that. Definitely worry, because beneath this bit tunnel here, we're gonna pop ourselves 4 sluices, and they're all just gonna be closed. So you know, beavers, whenever I let you get to that, bloody get to that, please. But we're not going to blow that area up just yet, because if we do, we will flood the tatty pit. V2. And speaking of the tatty pit, V2, I reckon it's about time to get rid of this dodgy little bloody single-way district centre. Like, properly get rid of the fecker. And then, of course, we're going to replop it in the middle. No way. Is it seriously? No, that's actually fine. Why wouldn't you place there? You know, pretty sure this is a 3x3. I suppose I can test if it is this zip line here by just disconnecting this connection here. Big on. Now, can I pop this bloody faraway district centre down? I can! Well, we're going to have to do something about that now, aren't we? Sorry, Renji, your 101-year-old leg end, but you're going to have to walk the rest of your journey. Then let's see if simply raising it up one, we've got a floating beaver! Look at a floating beaver! And I will see if this allows the zipline to be reconnected. Alright, moment of truth! Oh, it's still obstructing! I believe that means we need to shift this zipline station. Which, you know, could be a tad disruptive. But if it needs to get done, it needs to get bloody done. And there's no point hiking this up on its bit of dirt if it doesn't need to be. Actually, yeah, now, beavers. Maximum priority that bad lad. And then, high priority that bad lad. Oh no! I can't rename the bloody district centre. I forgot about that little bug. We found that out in Friday's episode of Wee Trees, where all of the districts had renamed themselves back to district centre. Oh, look, it's our district centre. There's no bloody carrot corner. Please tell us there's at least a grill. There's no grill top hill. There's no grill top hill. There's no carrot corner. There's no tatty pit. V2? Alright then. In that case, we're gonna have to cheer ourselves up another way, aren't we? By doing a face reveal. That looks munted. Oh, what are you getting on your field? Oh, they're getting the new one. Pause. Oh, and of course the second I spawned in, the bloody shifted. But there you go, there's a mad little hint for what this beaver tail's referencing. And you can even see it works! Ah, that is brilliant. That actually looks mint on the beaver's tails, like. Yes! So there's the old tail, and if we wait, there'll be the new tail to have ourselves a bit of a look at. Look at that shiny little green square. Now that actually comes out so Oh, bloody mint. Oh, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Get amongst it, you district centrers up here on the top of the hill with your grill. Oh, this is bloody adorable. I love hanging out with the beavers. Stranded beaver? Where and how and what and I see how you got stranded. You fell off the zip line. And you know what? Fair bloody dinkum, beaver. We're gonna send a little rescue party up your way, including some fancy pants spiral staircases for you to come back down. Alright, now that is also a maximum priority job, beavers. How are you getting along with this? I did a fair dinkum job. Basically got all of that in, and I imagine noughting here. It has only been like half a day or something. We'll give the beavers some time to crack on with that. In the meantime, we need to strip the world away on this mountain here until we get all the way to what I believe is a little bit lower than that. I mistook that branch for, if we can do a couple of more layers, that branch there. So this bit of river here, we've got water sources down the bottom, and over here is where our Infinity River pishes back down and starts flowing underground and back into the main river system. However, we learnt in the last episode that does not work. And since we've got a bad tide approaching in 3 days, I'm going to go ahead and get some fancy pants sluices. Just 3 of them. Up there. And these, just like the ones in the district centre, are closed. Now these sluices are going to get built by the district centrers. You know, the ones with the hill and the grill on top of it. Unlike the sluices doing here, which are going to get built by these district centrers over here, which, you know, are in the pit of tatties. Now we conveniently already have a path going over here, so let's just whip out some handy dandy ladders and start building our way back up. And my aim is to have all of this done by the time this bad tide ends. You know what I'm keen to see, peeps? What's the water doing? Yeah! Oh, it's bloody fluid! It should be pishing out because it was already full. Oh, there's no gaps. This is a wide old river, this. But yeah, it's definitely still flowing. You can see it coming down. You can see it's just bloody got up another level there. And it is nicely... Oh! I was going to say it is nicely flowing under the little bridge there. But we still don't have these 2 bits of dirt in, which is a tad perturbing because I know the water level will at least rise to this level before our spilling out of the side there. Actually, speaking of, we might want to raise that up a bit for our plans. Oh, good news, peeps. We got the fancy pants carved stair in, so we're rescued with stranded beaver. Oh, the beavers have got the zipline station back up and running. Let's get the connections with back up and bloody running. We have one up there. We got one out of here. Go on, beaver, take the new one. He took the new one. Hang on. No. Alright, so that's not how that was supposed to work. Zipline beam connection to be gone. You go direct connect to the bloody zipline station, man. And then we direct connect in here. And last but not least, we direct connect into this mysterious zipline station up here, which we can't currently access. But divnay for it, I plan to change that. One fancy pants spiral staircase at a time. Well, since we've got our all-important zipline back up and running, I reckon it's time to unpause our farmers' monuments. We've got one facing west, we've got one facing east, we've got one facing south, and we got one bloody facing north. And these farmers' monuments are gonna keep our district centrers here in the pit, mostly full of tatties, nice and contented. And while we are unpausing buildings that I've meticulously thought out, let's get these farmhouses unpaused. Critically, one of these bakeries, because once this bakery's up and running, I can delete this maple pastery bakery and shift maple pastery production over here. Because not only are we getting very efficient with our river system in this episode, we're getting very efficient with this particular potato-related district centre. We're going to be moving all our buildings, you know, apart from the OJ Housing Estate and Fancy Pants Campfire. They need to stay, of course, but everything else is getting shifted off the green, tatty growing land and put onto these metal bloody platforms here where the water used to reside. Apart from the industrial estate, that's got bloody heritage. And another thing that's got heritage is this big roller coaster stairway here, which I had a mint comment saying that we should get a big fancy contemplation spot up here. So beavers can go for a big adventure, stand within the cupcakes, and have a contemplate about what used to be here and how this big roller coaster heritage building came to be. But before we build that, Beavers, make sure you get to building these bloody lanterns. Oh, we got the bar tied in. Let's just, double, triple check because there's been some updates. That our floodgates of the automated variety are grafting. They certainly are. They're up. And this sluice was never part of an update anyway. I don't know why I start talking about this sluice because I am well happy seeing this barred water pish all the way along there and then fall out the waterfall and gone all the way with the map. Oh no, 2018 bad tide. That is not good, to say the very least. Well, silver linings and all that, it should be enough time for the water level to drop and the district centre is here to get these fancy pants sluices on the crack. Oh, and fantastic, you got the bakery up and running. And the reason I was so keen to get this up and running and delete this bakery is because this is where we're going to pull up an efficient farmhouse. A little something like that. Because that will allow us to get some hedges on the crack. And of course, we're going to top it with a shrub. Oh, and the Beavers built this efficient farmhouse. Now up here, I was struggling with what to do. However, since we've had to raise this up one, it's opened up an entire new block. Look at that, I could put property there. So with that in mind, why don't we delve into well-being here? But see what kind of delights, like a dance hall maybe? Oh, a dance hall, most definitely. Especially if I do a bit of funny buggers with that efficient farmhouse. We could have a mad dance hall. And, potentially, we're spending the science points unlocking that anywho. I'm deleting this as well. We're getting the dance hall in. Dance hall has priority. And now is the question, can I squeeze in some mud baths? Oh, kinda, but yes, I can! So you get all sweaty in the dance hall, and then you get all clean again in the mud bath. Bloody perfect. Oh, I love that. I love that so very much. So let's sanity check all of this. We'll connect the buildings. I do need to pop another spot on for this efficient farmhouse, but that should be easy enough to do with an R to rotate and a bit of an F to flip action. Let's make sure that's pathed up. And now we just need to put some fancy pants decorations back here. And as nice as a hedge is, it's the dance hall, It has to be something a bit fancier than that. Therefore you get a light so you can see the propaganda poster. You've always got to have a propaganda poster knocking a boot, man. It's got to be in everyone's mind at all times. So now we find ourselves with a nice little tidy 2x2, which could be a canny place for a brazier bonding. I think the Beavers would bloody adore that personally. Oh, the propaganda pool's in! There it is. Oh, you can even see it when you come out the bloody zipline station. It's just right there. Overtly in your face. Now over here, I'm thinking potentially hedge a boot. And then, to top it all off, bit of a shrub. Why the bloomin' heck not? Just like why the bloomin' heck should not impose this gatherer flag, this efficient farmhouse, and this detail I read here. Particularly this gatherer flag. Because I want to get this gatherer flag deleted along with all of its paths here. And I mean all of its paths here. Beavers, you best get to picking all of that up because that is valuable green growing ground right there. Now this green growing ground here isn't as valuable because it separates the wheat from the tatties. Hey, what's this? Devon tell us. We cannot be growing carrots over here. This isn't the carrot corner. Well, the carrot corner's not the carrot corner at the moment either, is it? You know what? We can't be growing bloody carrots here. But only for this episode, on the hush hush, didn't tell anybody. We can't be letting the carrot cornerers know that we bloody encroached on their business. You know what, peeps? I'm going to pause the game. I've done it. I've paused the game. I'm going to delete this grill right here. Start connecting paths indeed fancy like. And unpausing this entire new rebuilt tatty pit. I mean, district centre. And that means deleting all of this stuff. So Beavers, I bloody hope you've had enough stocked up, including enough science points, because these OG inventors that we've popped down in episode 1 of Under Pressure are gone. Is there anything else we need to delete? We've agreed that the old campfire stays, the Hoosian estate stays, but everything else, except for the industrial estate of course, needs to be gone off this green ground. And by the looks of things, that's that done. There's a flavour, beavers. Plant some tatties over here. Some sunflowers, not carrots, over here. And then, of course, tatties in the corner here. And go on, we'll get some bloody industrial wheat. Who doesn't love a bit of industrial wheat? I've also been slowly but surely building a path back to here so I can put a fancy pants spiral stair on here. You know what? Let's actually plop that in before I end up forgetting and it never gets connected. And as foolish as this may be, I'm gonna trust me beavers to put the things in the correct order. Maximum priority hedge, normal priority shrub. What could possibly go wrong? And that's all today. A mad speedy upbit of beavers planting tatties where they couldn't have planted before and consolidating their big blown out town into a wee river top settlement. I am well keen to get this up and running. Like, I designed all this in the last episode while we were waiting for the cycles to clear through and fill up the reservoir to get the Infinity River kicked off, which of course didn't happen, or at least not in the way we had planned. And I was hoping for some mad Timberborn genius ideas in the comments, but I think the fact is, ye's already know it wasn't going to work, even when I thought it was. And I have done a lot of testing in between this and the last episode, and at least on this setup, I cannot get it to work, which is why I've decided to just go deed efficient with the kidney bean filling / our spelling of the side, which we'll get into more in the next episode, don't worry about that. There is a plan. Well, for now, just enjoy these district centres, the ones that have a pit full of tatties, rebuild their entire district. I'm hijacking your speedy up bit for a bit of a intro video reaction. Oh, I can see how there's green to represent nature, blue to represent... Oh, and that was the intro video. Well, that video left me feeling mildly conflicted, awfully emotional, but I would still rate 8 out of 8, mate. And for you keen-eyed beavers, keep your peepers peeped for a very rare occurrence on Under Pressure. Very rare indeed. And there we have it. A fully transformed district centre with tatties in the pit. I don't think I've seen the Agora in update 7/1. I haven't seen the new one. Hello, dribbling some bloody extract! And then someone can come have a thing about. I love it. And as well, we got the mud baths in. There's a big laddie. I think this is a new update 7 thing as well, /1.0 that I haven't seen. Oh, we got a babby dancing! Ye nah, if I got a babby dancing. Oh, yep. Standard crack. We can't dance with the beavers. They say, nah, you too uncoordinated, cupcake. Can bloody sit in the mud bath. And I'll say, I bloody will. I'll happily sit in a mud bath, overlooked by the brazier of Bondon. And unfortunately, the grill next to it does look like there's a bloody fire going on. But no, it's just the sweet, sweet smell of grilled tatties. And as well, the odd whiff of grilled chestnuts. Oh, look at the Agora with its green flame. Powered by extract. Oh, I can't get in. Beavers. Oh, I'm in. Hello, beaver. With your fancy hot tail. Oh, this space is a place to be like, isn't it? Right here in the Agora. And I mean like in the Agora. Not on it. In it. But ye old tattiest of pits here is completely changed. It's a proper full-on rejig. And I must admit, I'm rather happy with it. We've got the Agora, OG spawn location right there. The historic spawn of Under Pressure. And then we have the rest of the district. Oh, yes. So this is why I covered up the river, by the way. I know I didn't have to. There was a bad comment about just putting a channel through. And if I didn't already have this big plan here for the city on top of the river, then that's exactly what I would have done after your comment. But I had this. Oh, look what just been popped in! The zipline station! Which means we can get to be building all of this. And you know what? While I'm up here, I may as well show you what we're actually going to be doing up here. We're going to be spending some science points to make some bloody science points. We're big observatory above the OG barred water poop shoot. Oh, I am thoroughly enjoying Under Pressure now. Like, it was a bit. Oh no, yeah, nah. Less than ideal to say the very least. So there was clearly some floodage going on over here that I didn't notice. We're gonna have to do something about that, aren't we? Now behold, the big hat. That's right, we're putting a hat on all of this. But the big question is, will this water evaporate before the hat's finished? And as well, can the beavers actually build this hat? Because you know what I'm like when I'm doing some dot constructing. Just like you know what the beavers are like when they're doing any sort of constructing. Getting all moist and stuck everywhere. Now to play it safe, I'm going to raise this bit levee here. Just another 2 blocks. So it's at the same level as this bit of plateau we've got. But of course, if we raise this up to this level, we are unfortunately going to end up flooding our bloody zipline station. And we can't be having that. So beavers, whip out even more dirt and protect your zipline station. And we're even going to have to redo the path into these ladders here. Alright, now we beavers are safe from flooding over here. Even if the floodwater does get into this bit with the zipline, we've made the beavers get up and over another bit of block before they can down into the cave. And how are ye still not rescued yet? Is it because I never actually sent anybody out to rescue you? Because that would make sense, to be fair. How about before this block here gets built, I asked the beavers to plonk some stairs up here for yous. And you know, maybe yous can get out that way. Maybe. Well, who's the third stranded beaver? Where are ye? Seriously though, where are ye? And how are ye stranded, mate? I swear down, mate, I would love to leave ye here. But I'm just too sweet of a cupcake for that. And hang about, beavers. How did yous get this levee in? But none of these. What? This cave just keeps getting crazier and bloody crazier with each new patch. I swear these beavers are sentient, you know. They may well be. And speaking of sentient beavers, I wonder how the district centre on the top of the hill with its grill has got on with these big old fancy sluices under here. Oh, they only went ahead and got them in, didn't they? Look at these bunch of bloody leggings. Apart from this layer of water that is currently in here, we will no longer be wasting water on this end of the Infinity River. You are going to drain down and down and down, and then you're going to push back out of this sluice here, keeping our important river system all topped up. And yeah, now peeps, there being water up here is absolutely terrible. Not for the district centre back here. They've still got nice dry tunnels, properly sealed off and that. But our here, we've got a long time before this barred water rig is not flooded anymore. And it does take a really long time. Oh, would you look at that? We've got some beavers. Oh, yeah, we need to stop that. Let's get these going. Make sure we're not stranding any new beavers. Very good, very good. I was going to say we got beavers rescued, but then I noticed the beavers were using that ladder case to actually bloody build this hill. And that beavers is not part of the plan. The plan is for you to go up this staircase, which is why it still exists, and then, and only then, start gunning up. So the way I'm going to build this is I want complete path connectivity to wherever we need to build. So say we need to get over here, we can. But now, we can't get over to this bit. So I want to get a whole platform right there. That way we can definitely get beavers over there when the time comes to build it all. Now we're going to struggle to build this little back block here. So ladders, up there you can. Now as much as that means we don't need this ladder to go up here, we do want this ladder to go up here. Yeah, now I reckon you get the idea now. I'm just using paths to make sure that our beavers can get everywhere they need to get to over here. And I feel like I may as well connect one on this side as well. So if, you know, some beavers do decide they want to get stranded, they can go ahead and do something about that. Alright, now I do believe the beavers can reach and access everything they need to up here. Therefore, beavers, just crack along with it, you know? And hopefully I don't have to do any more of this annoying pausing nonsense. As what happened was these 2 blocks got built first, so then the beavers couldn't access any of these blocks under here to build it. And to avoid that happening again, because of the way it is, I'm going to tell the beavers to build the terrain blocks in this direction. So they can't possibly mess it up. Even if it does require an additional bit of dot plopping in. Sorry though, I'll just get the dynamite on it preemptively. And since we have these 3 dynamites in, and the water level beneath it, I reckon it's only right to detonate them. However, oh, this is going to be quite the detonate. And a 3, 2, 1, big kaboom! Actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be honest with you peeps. Genuinely, I thought this was gone. I thought this whole thing was going to collapse under rubble. But nah, just a wall in the path. I can live with that. Although we're still not done yet. So maybe once we blow these up, we might have ourselves a bit of a situation. But all I can say is hopefully bloody not. And hang about here. Did I... What? I swear I put levies on here, you know. I'm very confident I done that earlier in the episode. It'll be in the recording. I was yapping during it and everything. So why the blooming heck aren't they on there? I know why they weren't on there. And exactly why. Because we need to get the bloody hour hangs on first. Duh. You would think I've never used the bloody hour hang levy before. And that would be an absolute fib because we used it extensively in the last map. And this bit of levy here is secretly an hour hang levy. So yeah, nah, MiGly, no excuse. You should have done that well before now. While the beavers are busy rebuilding all of this, why don't we go ahead, find a mad little spot somewhere around here, and whip out a rest of bad tide, speedy up it. And you know what? I might even gone crazy with it and gone a little bit past the bad tide. It all depends how quickly the beavers smash the roof on this bit cave. Because this speedy up bit is an end of episode speedy up bit. It's a mad little angle like. You get to see the kidney bean reservoir getting its water slurped out of there. You get to see the beavers reconstructing this mountainside to keep the scrappers and the bad water slurpers nice and dry. At least when they're working, they can get as wet as they want when they're at home. But when they're at work, we need them dry and grafting at full efficiency. I do hope you've enjoyed this episode of Under Pressure. Hopefully we get with districts back next episode. These district centres on district centres on district centres have got us gone bloody loopy. As much as I would have loved this episode to be, look at our big infinity river infinitely flowing. You know, the laws of beaver physics got in the way, as they do. Well, that doesn't mean all of our work for the river system was for naught. The amount of efficiencies that we have brought to the table when it comes to filling this kidney bean reservoir is unreal. Plus we had ourselves a mad little remodel doing in the OG district centre. I mean, I didn't hype it up as much, but moving all of those buildings on top of the river was something I've been thinking about for, again, over 10 episodes. And it's finally done. This map is finally, in this episode, just this one episode here, is now finally starting to take shape of what I had in my mind's eye when we first started. Now, of course, plans have went out the window, new plans have flown in the window, but overall, the majority of these crazy ideas that I've had for this map, I've been able to pull off and are actually working. Now, there's still at least one more big vision that I have to accomplish on this map before we call it quits, and that's not even including all the little bits and bobs that pop up between now and then, like popping a million fountain of joys in the kidney bean reservoir, for example. But anywho, I've been waffling on in this speedy up bit for far too long. If anybody is still watching, let us know. If you didn't want to comment, chuck a like or dislike if you somehow hate watched all the way to this point. But it would be pretty cool to know that there's some peeps got to the very end of the video. And yeah, now, mild spoiler alert, this is the end of the episode here. So thank you for watching. I hope you have yourselves a canny old week. And I'll catch you in the next episode of Under Pressure. And div no worry peeps, I wouldn't unlock the Agora without you. Toodle!